Yo, what is going on, Steeler Nation? Welcome to episode 327 of the Steel Factory podcast, live from the North Oakland studios. I'm joined by my co-host Junior. My name's Rion.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
First ever playoff episode preview. Steelers made the 2023 NFL playoffs. We talked about this earlier this week, and now we're diving into our Bills preview for the wild card round. Did we both want the Chiefs, right? Is that what we were saying last weekend when it's like the bracket was like falling into place? We were like, do we want the Chiefs or the Bills?
I think we both wanted the Chiefs. I think the Bills are obviously a scary team just because they've been, not that they've been playing like amazing football, they've just been like winning games and
They're hot.
and
Yeah.
they're hot, you know. And then the Dolphins are also kind of scary just because we'd have to go to Miami, and I think playing the Dolphins in Miami, um, I think their team's kind of scary. I feel like we have a lot of trouble against those that like Shanahan style offense.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
At least defending it, right? So I'm not super confident in being able to go into Miami and beating the Dolphins, who, you know, for the most part beat up on teams like that are below them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
We
the
definitely
Chiefs,
have. Oh, go. My bad.
I was gonna say, but the Chiefs definitely are like just have a bunch of like really bad vibes going on right now. You know, like lots of receivers dropping balls, lots of like mistakes. It seems like they're not super. Not that they're poorly coached, but like they're lacking a lot of.
Fundamentals.
They're not like acting like a super cohesive unit, at
Yeah.
least on offense. Their defense is still really great. You know, like Steve Spagnuolo is like really fucking great coordinator. But their offense is definitely lacking ever since they, moved on from Bieniemy, and they really haven't done anything to like shore up that receiving room.
Yeah. Since they
And
lost Hill or they traded him.
exactly, it's catching up
Um.
to them. It's catching up to them. There's not enough talent in that receiving room to like
Yeah.
support like a really high end offense that we've been seeing from them.
It's funny seeing like them having their drama because I feel like it's always us with drama, whether it be receivers dropping balls or just like shit not going your way, especially like the refs. Everyone brings up that offsides penalty on, was it fucking Kadarius Toney? That guy's been all over the
Yeah.
news too, and he's like not even a big name. It's just he's just such a fuck up, and he's like their number one receiver. But yeah, but honestly too, one thing though is that KC, the weather was gonna be somehow worse than it's gonna be in Buffalo this weekend. I guess that's like we'll get into like the Buffalo preview now. It's gonna be windy as fuck up there in Buffalo.
Yeah. Dude,
Could
isn't
see
it gonna
some
be, like,
snow
30 miles?
showers. Yeah, it's gonna be. I think you're gonna get a combination of everything. Snow, could be rain, gonna be cold, gonna be windy, and that's why, I think it kind of helps us, right?
Mhm.
What's your take on that? Like, how's the weather? Who's that favoring more, us or them?
I want to say like I think it gives us, it favors us in the sense that like it's definitely doing us a really big favor. You know, I don't think Mason and our passing game is ever going to be able to compete with a Josh Allen like passing game.
Yeah.
What's weird about the Bills offense lately is the way they've been winning games is by really mitigating like Josh Allen turnovers.
Hmm.
Josh Allen is really good for like an interception a game that's honestly just terrible, but he makes up for it with everything else that he does. But ever since they fired their OC, I think it was I forgot his name, but ever since they fired their OC, they focused a lot more like on running the game. Like Diggs' targets are way 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 down, right?
They're
Josh
running back
Allen is
James
playing.
James Cook, right? Is their guy now?
Yeah, they've just been like really focusing in on that running game, and it's been working, right? They're beating everybody. They beat the
Yeah.
Cowboys. They beat the Dolphins. Um, who else is in there?
They did beat the Cowboys. I think second to last week they played the Patriots. Something we couldn't do. I can't give you their games off the top of my head. But I guess going into news, it's pretty obvious we're not gonna have TJ Watt this game. It's known we're 1-10 without him.
Yep.
But this is the first time there's a little bit of optimism because we never really had that, depth behind him. I mean, there's no replacing TJ Watt, and we sure as hell did not even try to. I feel like in past years, but we have low on Nick Herbig, rookie. We saw him get the strip sack against Seattle that basically sealed that game, I want to say, a couple weeks ago. And we also have veteran Marcus Golden. These guys stepping in, how do you feel about them? Do you think we'll be okay? We're definitely gonna miss a beat, because let's be real, TJ Watt is the defensive player of the year, and I am tired of seeing Twitter just be constant fighting. All the constant fighting on Twitter over like Myles Garrett. People want to throw in Michael Parsons too. TJ should be defensive player of the year. What's your take on that, actually? Because that's big news right now.
I think if you're like a real big like nerd about every single stat, then yeah, like Myles Garrett looks really good, right? Like sure. But as far as like what they actually do on the field, it's so undeniable that like TJ has a huge fucking impact just whenever he plays. Whenever he plays, like he is providing such an incredible like it factor for us.
Yeah.
Right? Like just a huge playmaker, always manages to like force a fumble or get an interception or do something, right? That really changes the game for us in crucial moments, and it happens over and over and over again. And I mean, I think the last month or so, Myles Garrett only has like 1 sack.
Right, yeah. And TJ's pretty much came alive, secured that sack title. I think he had 19 sacks this year. Honestly, should have got to 20 if he would have finished out the whole game. But he's
led the league in sacks
sprain.
3 years now. Three
of the last 4 years, yeah.
Yeah, he's undeniably like an amazing player. There's a lot of arguments for it. I think for us it's TJ. Like his impact is so like noticeable.
Yeah.
And I think Myles Garrett is probably gonna win it. Like everyone knows Vegas odds. Like
yeah, Vegas has TJ as third, dude, on the odds, which is really interesting.
You should be up there with Micah Parsons at least. But like there's been this huge like Myles Garrett narrative going on basically all year, like almost all year.
Pretty much,
it's been Myles Garrett, and it's kind of hard to overcome. Like
who won it last year? Because TJ had a down year. Who won it last year? It wasn't Parsons, right? Who the fuck won defensive player of the year? Hold up, we should know this. 22 NFL, bro. Why are you bringing up NBA? Oh, Bosa. Duh.
Oh, Bosa.
But yeah, I mean, feel all right. Luckily, we get Minka back. He practiced fully. They did a practice at Heinz today, on Wednesday, which is pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
I think they want to just kind of get like a stadium environment. I think also too, weather's been shitty here in Pittsburgh, so I think the practice field got fucked up. So I'm pretty sure they kept the tarp on Heinz, so they just fucking went there. Maybe they were pumping crowd noise, whatever. Good to see Minka back. KZ back. That helps the secondary, which we really need. But honestly, as far as matchups though, what are you going to be keeping an eye on? What's really going to dictate this game?
I don't know about like specific player matchups. I'm not incredibly familiar with like the Bills' defense. I know that they've lost a lot of corners this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think they lost both their starting corners, and then so now they're down to 3 and 4. So that would be really big for us. Except you can't throw the ball, right? I also do know that the Bills' defense is one of the worst teams against the run. At least as far like. Let me see. I think I have
that's on my notes right now. I guess it's my matchups that need to go our way for us to win. It is going to be our run game. It's going to be riding Najee Harris, Jalen Warren on this Bills defense. I've said the weather's going to be bad. These guys got to put their snow tires on and just get at them, dude. Like that's how we're going to win this game. We need to control the clock, keep Josh Allen off the field. Simple stuff like that. It's how we're going to be able to hang in this game, I'd say.
Yeah, so I mean, we definitely have that matchup going for us. I think lately the Steelers have been fucking fantastic at running the ball, like seriously fantastic at running the ball. It seems like every week we manage to pull out like a brand new kind of run concept or run play that we just stole from the team we just played. You know,
Yeah.
like I saw it like right after the Rams game. I forgot who we played after the Rams game, but I remember like people talking about how, oh wait, we just stole that Rams like running concept and just started using it and it works.
No
And I
shit.
think we've been doing it like ever since.
I think
Um,
our run game has really came along. I mean, people will say it was when you inserted Project Jones over Chooks.
mhm.
But I'd say yeah, since after that Rams game, actually, I think is when it happened. I want to say the Titans game around week 9 when you were in town. Maybe that Packers game for sure. The run game really came alive. Because remember when like the first month without a rushing touchdown, we didn't get one till the Rams game.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's kind of like Warren and Najee finally figured out a good balance for them. Actually, not in a weird way. It's like a good balance for them has been an an unbalance. You know, like for a month in the middle of the season, it was like all Warren. Like Warren seemed to have like every explosive play. He had so much like strength and power, and like he was exactly what we needed. And then lately, Najee just
Naj,
seemed to turn
yeah.
it on.
We talked about this last week or last episode. Yeah, Najee's turning it on. Um, Really looking forward to what he's gonna do this game. They gotta just control the ball early. But
Exactly. We
I
got
guess a matchup I have my. Did you have something on that?
I was
The
gonna
next
say is
topic.
like the running game's gonna be huge, dude. If we can keep the ball out of Allen's hands and control the clock, it's gonna be big for us.
Um, but one thing we did throw out in the group chat too is, I'm really looking forward to Stephon Diggs versus Joey Jr. This is something I'm gonna have
Oh
my
yeah,
eyes on. It's gonna be fun, because I don't think the pass game is gonna be crazy, but you just never know. You know what I mean? I'm sure too when they're digging up some running plays. I'm pretty sure you're gonna see Diggs and Joey throwing hands. You never know. Could get dicey. I'm looking forward to that. Because Joey Porter has been probably the best rookie corner at least this year, right? Out of
yeah.
that whole
I want to.
stacked draft class. I mean, I saw his Twitter clowning Emmanuel Forbes, saying if Washington drafts Caleb Williams, he's taking that number 13 off his back. um, who else? The guy for the Patriots, Gonzalez, didn't even finish the year.
Yeah,
Um,
I
the
think he like
first corner off the board went to Seattle, right? Witherspoon, don't really think he had much of an impact this year.
he
I
had
think
some
he'd
nice
been in and
plays.
out. He had been in and out of the season, right?
Yeah,
Um,
I think, dude, I seriously think Joey Porter Jr. Like I've seen some people even talking about him being defensive rookie of the year. Like his stats at corner are
it's gonna go to the guy on the
like
Eagles, right?
are
The
elite.
the
Well,
Georgia
Jalen
D
Carter
tackle.
felt he kind of like he looked really great like the first like maybe 10, 12 weeks
Yeah,
of
the
the
Eagles
season,
are
but
down now too, huh?
yeah, and
Yeah,
and they fell off a lot, and a lot of it is probably because Jalen Carter just is not used to playing a season this long. And
yeah.
I think
Rookie wall.
part of why Joy Porter Jr. has probably looked so solid is
He
he
didn't play
did
the
take
first
that
month.
first.
He took
Yeah,
the first month
exactly.
off pretty much. Yeah. Um, and then there was another corner that went to the Giants in the 20s, I believe. The
Corbin,
Maryland corner.
I know who you're
Um,
talking about. Yeah, he's
yeah,
like
yeah.
super skinny.
No, that's Forbes. Forbes is a skinny
Oh,
one.
that's Forbes.
Um, he went to Maryland. Giants drafted him at like 25. Um, Deontay Banks. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
wanting that
dude, we
guy
were
for
we
like
were
a
we
good
were
deal.
all over the draft, especially corners,
Yeah,
because some of us
we
wanted
were
Joey,
desperate,
some
dude.
of us were like trade up for Witherspoon. Um, but yeah, I looking forward to what Joey does in this first playoff game. Any other matchups you have your eyes on? Any other news? How we feeling about this game before we start getting into the gambling and prediction segment?
Dude, I'm very, very worried about Kincaid against our linebackers. Like very,
Ooh,
very worried. I mean, we might just have to stick Mink on him all game or something. Like,
that yeah, that would be a bad plan. Um, you just can't trust Miles Jack. Landon Roberts is a run stuffer. So you don't want to put him on a tight end. You want him in the box, right? Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. Also, too, another thing is slowing down Josh Allen on the run. That's another element that I really don't think we have because Mason's not the most mobile guy. Allen, it just looks like he'll just fucking run over you. He's a freak. That's another thing too that I'm kind of worried about. But yeah, how's your parlay looking? I saw the player props are out. I'm gonna put a couple things out there. I have one on the table right now. I have one I locked in. I'll read off in a second because we like going through the props. We like going through the over under on the rushing yards. But yeah, I have a few. I have a few bets that I'm gonna be placing this weekend.
Oh, dude, same. I'm not. I like this parlay.
On just on this game though, I'm gonna watch the other games, but I don't know how much I'm gonna put on them because everyone's in our group chats just throwing out like just the 6 games, the winners, and there's like yeah, let's place that. We've been going back and forth, especially that the Houston and the Browns game. But just because I know I'll be locked in the Steeler game, I think I'm placing the same game parlays on them in this game. So
I think I feel good about these. Like, I don't know about the parlays, but I feel good about like each individual one. Like if I was gonna bet these like kind of smart, obviously like put more money on stuff that I feel really good about, and then a little bit on the lotto stuff. But then like I think we both kind of came up with some lotto tickets right now. See what we can do.
What do you mean? I mean, I ran right away. I did this even for the Ravens game too. Right away, I'm going on the over on Jalen Warren and Najee rushing yards. I was able to get Najee 58.5. This guy's been over 100 like the last like 3 games or so too. And then Jalen, I put over for the Ravens game, but then the fumbles happened. That was really close to that one. But I'm gonna go again. I think he has a bounce back game. Because we're gonna be just you said this earlier, just off pure volume, we're gonna be giving these guys a bunch of carries. I think they're gonna hit them easily. And I was close to put in like a George Pickens or a Deontay Johnson over on rushing or receiving yards too. But honestly, I don't know how I'm feeling about the pass game. And then anytime touchdown scorer, I think I got to give it to Najee. I was close to doing a first touchdown, but I don't know how I feel about that. I do though have us as the first to score, just because I feel like Tomlin's gonna be Tomlin and be like, yeah, we want the ball first. I don't think we're gonna score a touchdown. I think maybe we get the field goal, at least, right? And then I'm taking the Steelers spread. Another thing too I was considering was taking the over-under. Because it's the lowest it's been all week too, at 36.5, at least on DraftKings. So I was close to taking that. I didn't though on this parlay. We'll see how it goes. We still got like 3 or 4 days. But yeah, let's hear yours, bud.
So right now I got the Steelers spread. I think Pitt plus 10. I don't have the balls to put money line on there, to be honest.
Dude, the 10 is insane, dude.
I think the 10 is insane. What I'm really thinking about doing is putting a Steelers 10 and then the under on oh my god, I'm losing on the teaser, like a 6-point teaser, so it's Steelers plus 16 under like 42 or something. And I think that would be something really nice. I think that's a really good idea. Actually, I'm gonna do that right now.
This guy's cooking right now on the podcast. What else you got?
I got the Steelers plus 10. I got the George Pickens 60 plus receiving yards. I really think like we're gonna hit Pickens on a nasty slant, and he's just gonna. I don't know if he's gonna house it. Obviously, I'd be fucking sick if I did think he'd house it. I'd put a Pickens touchdown on there, but I think he's good for at least a couple chunk plays. Just knowing Mason and knowing like how aggressive we can be on some of the short yardage stuff. I definitely expect like a 2nd and 3 and us throwing a nasty deep ball or something. And Pickens and Mason definitely have the.
We've actually been doing that on 3rd downs, more or less, taking the shots. Even with Kenny, we were doing that a lot in the Bengals game, and it's good to see it come back when Mason came in, especially for that the second Bengals game. You saw it in the Seahawks game. And then when I think that strike to Deontay, that was on third down as well. But yeah, I really like that.
I got Jalen Warren over 37.5 rushing
Bounce back
yards.
game for sure. Bounce back game for sure. Yeah.
I feel like it's a bounce back game. I also don't see it like being super. I think I think for the game script that almost everyone expects, these are kind of low, especially with how Najee's been playing. Just like
Right.
I think
Yeah.
everyone expects like 35 carries between both of our guys. and
Fuck.
I'm serious. Like yeah, like I think
like
last
20
week
to
Najee had like
Naj,
20 by
15 to
himself.
yeah,
Yeah,
15 to
like
Warren. Yeah.
it's definitely like really.
One
really
thing though is
possible.
Warren gets utilized in the pass game a little bit more, which kind of worries me about the rushing yards thing. But then again, it's also already so low. But yeah, because Warren's more of a third down guy. When you're in third down, you're kind of dumping off to either the screen or the flat. That's why it's the one thing about rushing yards that worries me with Warren.
That's true. Interesting. We'll see. No,
It's a low number though, 37.5.
I think it's low, especially like in my head. I'm thinking he gets at least 10 carries.
Right, and he
Yeah.
averages like 4 easily.
Yeah, like you, like dude. I think I'm serious. I think we're gonna be running out like Darnell, and running through Jones.
Not your uncle texting, is online sports betting legal in Pennsylvania, in the Steelers chat.
I think that's funny. Well, something interesting I've seen about like having the Steelers, like he's asking about like the Steelers odds to win the Super Bowl, right? Something interesting is like okay, like don't if you have the Steelers to win the Super Bowl, are you better off just betting like
just
the
give me the
Steelers to win
100,
this?
huh?
Huh?
What did just give me the 100?
Just give me the money, dog. No, I'm thinking like if you genuinely believe it, it's like okay, put the $10 on this game, and then now you're at $50, and then put $50 against the fucking Ravens, and then after that you're probably at like $300, and then put the $300 against who knows, like who comes out of the other side, and you're probably like at 1,200, right? After the championship game, and then you put the 1,200 on the Super Bowl.
There's layers to this shit,
No,
boy.
exactly. Yeah, no, but that's how you have to think about it, though. So if you put the 1,200 on the Super Bowl, and at that point they're like only, and at that point you're at like at like plus 150 or something, then you're like you're close to $4,000 right there, right?
Fuck.
So is 10? I don't know what the odds are right now for the Steelers to win the Super Bowl.
He's saying 150 to 1.
Is that better?
I don't know. It's whatever, dude. I mean, I'm only focused on Sunday. Honestly though, like I hate to get ahead because I literally just said I'm focused on Sunday, but if we get the Ravens next week, dude,
I mean,
fuck.
like we can beat them. Like we can beat them, man.
Yeah, dude. Once you win 2 games, bro, like
anything can happen.
Like you're looking at the teams on the other side: Houston, Cleveland, Miami. Oh wait, Houston, Cleveland, Miami.
Chiefs.
Oh, Chiefs. I was like, wait, hold up. I was like, wait, is there 6 or 7 teams in the playoffs? Dude, I don't know, man. Well, stupid fuck Chewy. Just send me the 100. Why is that so funny? A bunch of doubters. That's funny.
It's like that. Like
We've
that
never
Family
had
Guy
something like
meme.
this happen in the podcast, dude. Oh, nothing. Just take it. Dude, he's at Vegas or whatever.
It's like, here, I'd like to bet $100. Do you want to pick a team? No, just take it.
Wasn't it that one guy? That one guy was like, It's like I just put $50 on a bunch of just betting the whole fucking slate of games today on the last Sunday of football. It's like 35 different fucking parlays and none of them made it across 1 p.m.
Yeah, it was like I just made I made 35 different parlays with $50 using only $1 or $2 per parlay. It's 3 o'clock. All my parlays are cooked. Like, bruh.
Did he get past the fucking first slate of games? There was like 8 too, right?
Yeah, to be fair, there's 8 games. It's fucking hard.
Yeah, I mean 35 chances, whatever. I wonder how different each one was. Also too, oh yeah, I mentioned earlier, it was like plus 400 money line now for the Steelers this week. And then I was like, I could have sworn it was like 350 yesterday. And then yeah. Chewy was like it was 360.
So it's looking grim, dude.
It's looking like I should put more money on the money line.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Are you more worried about winning your bets or the Steelers moving on? That's it.
I mean, I'm more worried about winning my bets.
I think that's why we both have spread right now, right? Like where we put our money at, because 10 is fat.
Dude, 10 is fat, and the total is 36, and the Bills' defense is getting a lot of respect at that point. Like that means they're expecting them to beat us, 26 to like 15 or 16.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, 26.
You know what was disrespectful though? It was like plus 15 for that Chiefs wild card game 2 years ago. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
It was like it was Steelers plus 15. We didn't even cover. That's the funny part.
Fuck.
It was like 42-21 or something. No, we didn't.
Fuck.
We didn't even cover.
Fucking terrible.
That's why I think this time we cover. What was I gonna say now? But yeah, let's just get into the score predictions. I think we're kind of giving it away now that since we're picking spread. I don't know which over under you want to go with, because I've seen it like, what's it called? I've seen different numbers. I've also heard that no one else has an over under this low this weekend. We had the lowest over under by like at least a touchdown.
Jesus.
Yeah. Right now 36.5. If it gets to like 35, I'm taking it.
You're taking the over?
No, like I'm actually gonna put money on the over if it gets lower than 36, so 35.5.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
If it had one more point lower, and I'm just gonna take it.
Okay, so right now that's basically like an implied like 13 to 23 score game, right?
Yeah.
And I think that sounds pretty perfect. I think I'm gonna take the under on that. I just don't see like I don't know if it's gonna be like light snow. I don't know how light of snow, but I'm gonna picture like another like Ravens game, the one we just had, right? I'm picturing that. Lots of running the ball, kind of sloppy because it's tough to make accurate throws with so much
precipitation,
wind.
30%.
That's not a lot.
Winds 23 miles per hour, dude. Because then again, too, like once you throw wind in there, it's like not even the pass game; it's the field goals. So it's not like you can't bet a bunch of field goals now, like a heavy field goal game. Because I'd throw out those random scores during the year. Because
I think.
Fuck.
I'm thinking. Bills. Fucking 17. Steelers 10.
Fuck. So reverse of the Ravens
I don't
game?
see us winning this game, but it is what it is. I think it was cool to like get into the playoffs. It was cool to see my team one more week. Hopefully this isn't farewell. Actually, it won't be. We'll be back for the review.
Yeah. We'll be back talking about draft picks in like 2 weeks. I'm gonna go ahead and say you were actually really close earlier to what I was gonna say. I also hit me too that I did place another parlay that had us going over 1.5 touchdowns. So I'm gonna say 23-14 Bills. Yeah, man. I do think though that it might be a little more high scoring than people say. It's not going to be like 13-9 or whatever. Someone's going to be in the 20s. Watch. But yeah, let's ride though. Can't wait for Sunday. Still not excited about that 1 p.m. start time. I think I have Monday off too for school. But
all right, quick question.
What's up?
Like before we head off, how do we win this game? What needs to happen?
Dude, do you remember that one parlay I threw at you? I was like, dude, we're gonna have a defensive touchdown.
That's it, huh?
It's gonna be that. Like, think about how the last time we beat the Bills in Buffalo, week 1, Ben's last year. Think about how we beat the fucking Ravens this year. Oh no, we didn't even score a touchdown. But we did have a blocked punt. Dude, we have two or three blocked punts this year. No, 3. Ravens, Pats, and then Colts.
Oh yeah.
You putting money on defensive touchdown?
I mean, I'm not. I would. I usually throw. It's actually like decently profitable to do that, just because like
really
there's
is.
there's
It's like
like
plus
2-3
1,000 usually.
defensive touchdowns across the league, like every Sunday,
Yeah.
and you get like plus 800 odds. So, you know,
What if I
you
threw?
just do one for every team.
What
you
if I
come out
threw a
ahead.
defensive touchdown on my money line parlay?
That's ambitious. I mean,
But that's how we're gonna win, though.
That's true though. Like at that point, I think if you do it on FanDuel, it's defensive or special teams.
No,
Like,
that's
it'll
the DraftKings
include both
too.
of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So I like if you try to like plan it out around like how we're gonna win, then yeah, you could create yourself a nice little lotto ticket and a Steelers win, and come out, with some fat pockets. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be like a defensive touchdown. It's gonna be like an ugly Josh Allen throw that we make the Bills pay for. And it's gonna be like all the games they've lost this season. That's what it's gonna look like.
I can see that. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna throw like 2-3 picks like a lot of people are saying. He might fumble. He might throw 1 interception. I'd say that I could see that happening more likely. But that's what we do. With those turnovers, if we do get them, honestly, because that's honestly what's really helped Mason. We had like 3 interceptions against the Bengals. Yeah, fuck, dude. Honestly, yeah, like we got to ride. This is a special podcast episode, first playoff game on the podcast. But yeah, that'll do it for us today, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Yeah, man, can't wait for Sunday. Glad we're getting this up there, this preview. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a rating on Spotify, Apple Podcast. And yeah, here we go, Steelers. Peace out.